Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this Friday morning, wrapping up another good week on Panhandle Outdoors. We appreciate your viewership. Let's get started with our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard, that hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. And hasn't it been comfortable this week and going on into the weekend? It's going to be really nice. High today 70, low down to 56. Our water temperature brought to us by Allco Electric out of Lynn Haven. Good folks there doing good business. Appreciate you dealing with them. We're looking at 63 degrees. It went up 2 degrees. And it's going to be starting to get warm pretty soon, I think. I think next week we're going to see some really more movement in it. But it's so fascinating how that dropped like 8 degrees in like 7 days. I've never seen that since I've been doing the show. Never had a drop like that. Moving on with our river reading brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. We're looking at the Appalachian School of Bluntstown. This morning is reading a 8.4. Pretty well leveling out. Still got a little bit of a drop to it. And the Choctaw Caribbean, a 6.2. And while I'm talking about the rivers, let me mention this. You saw in the video yesterday when Alan Shepard was catfishing. He's a pro, he's an expert at it, but he had planned on fishing, he's right there in Bluntstown, he had planned on fishing downriver at Weewall for that tournament, but it was still rising up. But what did he do? He went up to Ochisi, north of the bridge, where it's dropping down. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But that's how these fishermen that's at upper level, that's how they do things. Every little thing like that is so important. So I wanted to share that with you. Move on with our tide chart. We have brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Not much movement. Pretty much of a deep tide today and tomorrow. The fishing game times brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe, 11:34 to 1:34. Wind will be coming out of west about 5 or 10. It's going to be a beautiful day, beautiful weekend, and just take advantage of it. Get outdoors and enjoy it. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. The first thing, let's jump on some astronomy. All the outdoorsmen know a lot about the stars and the planets and the moon and all that. Goes way back to the days where what's lining up and everything. But tonight, okay, check this out. 7 planets to line up this Friday, February 28th. Okay, so it's planetary parade. 4 of them, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Mars, will be visible to the naked eye, while Uranus and Neptune will require binoculars or telescopes. Saturn will be the hardest to see. To observe this event, it is recommended to choose a location with minimal light pollution and clear skies. That should be okay tonight. The planets will appear just after sunset, and this is where they're going to be, from left to right: Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Venus, Mercury, Neptune, Saturn, all 7 of them. Is that not amazing? So I'm going to try to find them. I can get away from all the lights out of Southport. I'll have plenty of time to do that. That's good news there. All right, let's jump on this. This is not good news because it's going on there. But Eglin waterways are now considered restricted. This is interesting. And there's some people upset. There's some upset people about it, some outdoorsmen and some people that just been boating over there their whole lives, generations. So I don't know what they call it, 1,000 feet. Here the place is Eglin Air Force Base. The waters around Eglin's main base and range are now considered restricted. 6 Pacific waterways. You have to have a visitor pass, but anyway. Security concerns on the 96 test wing is a problem, and here's a place called Santa Rosa Sound, which is Herbert Field, and then Santa Rosa Island Camp. You see it, y'all know Windhaven Beach, which is a pretty open area, but visitor passes can be obtained, so you got to get them daily if you're going to do that. So it's going to be a challenge. Anyway, just be aware of that's the situation over there. We'll try to give you more information on it later. Yesterday, I hope you enjoyed the video on the festival at Riverfest up there. Had a great time and so well done, as I said. I wanted to get the results of the catfish tournament. I thought Alan Shepard was going to win the big fish at 33 pounds, but actually a 38 pounder was brought in later. I had to leave early because I had another function to get to when I left there. So here are the results right here. The total pounds weighed in 5 fish, you can see it. I won't read all of them. Fourth, Alan Shepard was fourth, Shepard's hook. He only weighed in 2 fish at 53 pounds. Okay, so you see the weights right there. And then the big fish was a 38 pounder, a 35, well almost a 36 pounder, and then Alan's right at 34 pounds. Okay, so I just wanted to cover that. Here, I'm just going to go through the pictures of the weigh-in. I don't have everybody's names. I'm just going to go through them pretty fast. You can see the size. You can see the size of these fish. And you know what? They were able to keep a lot of them alive and release them. You saw Alan, there's Alan. You saw what Alan did, put him in that tank over there and just kept going back and forth. And they released a good many of these. And then they ate some of them. That's a win-win for everybody. And then the baseball team, boy, they got some extra money by riding people around in their four-wheelers at the parking spot. Look at there. Miss Liberty County's there. Is that not Americana at the best? Okay, let's jump in here. This week, Philip Sykes, Philip's a good fisherman. He had a horrible day fishing, but he actually did get one sheephead and had enough to eat. This is funny. If I take you out of my boat, do not ask to come back early. And I don't think that happens very often. After a while, you know who to ask to go fishing with you and who not to ask. But if you know, you know. I thought this was cool. This over here is St. Mark, St. Vincent wildlife area. This gator, you think the gator's been in the pond with all that algae on them? And see how well camouflaged they could be? He just sit there still, and when you swim by, he can grab you, and you will never see him. Okay, Jamie, who on the show last week, who put on Jamie Daniels Joe, who put on the River Fest, I meant to send it a few weeks ago. This is my nephew, John Franklin Daniels. He's 11 years old and killed this piebald buck on January 31st in Conard on the south end of Calhoun County. He has a YouTube channel as well with his brothers called Triple J Outdoors. But check this out. Is that not cool? Over there in Conard in South Calhoun. That's a nice one there. Got a deer cooler. That's an old deer too, you can tell. And speaking of other counties, let's jump up to Jackson County. I don't know anything about this. I just ran across it on Facebook. I said, well, maybe somebody might be interested in it. Some of my viewers. It's a ladies fishing tournament, April 11th. The meeting is the 11th and the tournament is the 12th. Lake Seminole up in Sneeds. It's called Reels in Heels. No boys allowed. I like that. So I love these ladies fishing tournaments. So if any folks up that way know more about it, want to share some of the information with us, we'll be glad to talk about it and help you promote it and get a bunch of ladies up there fishing. That'd be a lot of fun. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Quick little short video. Levi Bubba Phillips up here at Deer Point Lake. He's been sending some really good quality pictures, but now he sent one to me. Good morning, Coach Chester. This is a bear. Check this bear up okay, here he is right here. Let me see. This is from the Ring doorbell camera. It's up at Deer Point Lake. See him walking across there? Let's play it again. Well, I'm trying to get that off there. There he is. He's walking around. That's a big bear. That's a long way from the camera there. So we get on a regular basis pictures of bears, and I appreciate y'all sending them in. One of the things, stay up with FWC. They're having I'll mention this later on. They're having actually a conference on what to do about the bear situation here in Florida. So I'll try to keep you posted. Okay, now let's catch back up with the pictures. One of the things I want to make sure I get in, and I want to make sure right here. See this pollution right here. This is Choctaw Bay. Okay, and I've got another picture of it. Okay, there's a bridge there, and I'm not sure what that is. I just know it's pollution, and it's really effective. You remember last year we had one of our two viewers come on, and one of them had grew up in Choctaw Beach, and he was had fished there his whole life and got an infection from just wading out from the road about knee deep and got an infection, lost his leg. So I don't know what's going on in Choctawhatchee Bay, but it's you know, there's not a lot of, used to blame it on the industry and all. There's no industry around there as far as I know that's dumping anything into the bay system. So I don't know if it's development and golf courses or what, but it's something folks need to do something about. We really, it's got to be, you know, a lot of times we'll blame developers and all, but developers, their job is to make money. It's the local politicians or elected officials who give people permission to do things to their property, to their government property and water and all. So I just wanted to get that squared away. If you know anything about it, let me know where that pollution is coming from. Let's try to get caught up. Okay, speaking of, here's one thing right here. This is a solution, how to relocate. Places you shouldn't move to in red, places you should move to. All right. Down in Port St. Joe, look at all the birds down there. I've got some good information on different birds being caught, but there's a secret right there. They love white millet. All right, Nelson, thank you. Did you know you can tell the difference between an alligator and a crocodile by paying attention to whether the animal sees you later or in a while? Okay, think about that. This is also J.B. Hillard. This is Walton County. Board of County Commissioners changed rules yesterday for commercial use of public boat landings. This may be a problem. Anyone who runs a charter fishing or pontoon service can use any boat facility in Walton County. The facility at Cessna Park on Hogtown Bayou has been the lightning rod that sparked so much attention over the last couple of years. So that's going to be a situation over there that I don't know the solution to that, but it's going to be very crowded if they can. What they're doing is renting pontoons out and launching them there. So anyway, this is what I was just talking about. FWC to host a virtual public meeting to hear comments about potential options for regulated black bear hunting in Florida. So this is going to be right here. It's going to be March the 13th. And you can email your comments and all. They want to have a public forum on it. The bear comments at myfwc.com. So anyway, it's a 5-year update, and this is the 5th year. The last study was done in 2019, so just keep you aware of it. And speaking of, I didn't know this, 80% of black bear diet consists of plants, 15% from insects, and 5% from meat. So really, they'd rather eat plants than anything. That's a great picture there. Okay, that's the pollution we just talked about. Let's get on. Okay, speaking of cool things, I looked this up on. Okay, well, I'll see these creatures, prehistoric. I always laugh at them when I see them because they look prehistoric. But I didn't know the swimming proficiency. They can actually, if it's shallow water, this story, I won't read the whole thing to you. They can actually, they can actually walk across. They can tell where there's a bottom. They'll walk across it. But if it's deeper water, they'll inflate their stomachs as they become more buoyant and turn themselves into a flotation device. But if they're wading across just shallow water, they know it's not deep, and they'll just go ahead and wade across there. Let's talk about catfish. We're going to jump from the big river Apalachicola to Mississippi. And this is a 131-pound blue catfish. I think it's a record, a new state record in Mississippi. What you know, the biggest catfish all come from Mississippi. Back on here. Here it is. And this was February 24th. But anyway, check that out. That fills up a tailgate. 131-pounder. Of course, you know how huge that is. I certainly wouldn't want to eat something like that. I like this. Tampa Bay Watch. These are for oysters. Okay, they're little reef balls, and this is oyster for estuary, and they're actually asking people to sort of help make them and help distribute them. That would be cool for Apalachicola Bay, all of our bay systems. And the folks at Apalachicola Bay, this is coming up. I just saw this. I don't know the details on it, but I was talking to some folks, and there are a lot of local folks who are ready. Think Apalachicola Bay is ready for oystering. I personally don't know, but I would think the local people would know more than anything, but they can't get permission from Tallahassee to start any limited oystering. It's going to be done. So they're asking for a meeting with the Department of DEP on trying to find out when they can start oystering again. To me, I thought what a great sign if they can start doing that. Because they're there every day, they see it. So I said, that's cool. So we'll follow that up. And any folks down there want to come and talk about the oysters in Apalachicola Bay, if they're, man, would that be neat to get some more of those and just serve them here in the Panhandle. Don't ship them off to New York City. But here's the problem: they can make. I talked to oyster men. They can make like $8 an oyster or something when they send them places out. It's an incredible amount of money they can make when they send them off compared here locally. But they're pretty high here locally too. But they sure are good. Makes you want to go to Gene's Oyster Bar and get some. All right, here we go. Tim Pitts, we're adding your name. Thanks to your sweet wife for making sure we get your name in here. So we're going to get it added. Okay, here we go. $20. Well, let's do the oyster plate first. Well, not oyster plate. I'm sorry, the mullet plate. I've got oysters on my mind. Gene's Oyster Bar. Michelle Wilcox from the Funiac Springs. She and her husband both have won already. Good job, Michelle. All right, we'll go with a $20 gift certificate to Tarpon Seafood, and I'll have to unfold that one. Up in Fountain, Joshua Pike, Fountain, and then the big red snapper is going to here locally, Troy McDaniel. Okay, those are our three winners. So you can continue to send your names in like let's see, I fell out. Like Tim Pitt's wife saw me the other day and said, please put Tim in. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back and welcome to our famous Friday fishing forecast brought to us by Jessica Ling Insurance and her whole business. She does so much. It's financial group. She has a whole office full of folks doing all kind of work there. So thank you, Jessica. Got to get you back on the show. She's been doing a little bit of traveling and with business and all. But moving on, remember last Friday I said right here, said the top three be squid, squid, squid. Well, they're still catching squid. I've showed you a picture and seen some more pictures too, and the squid's being caught. The other two, I would put sheephead in there. They've been heavily fished, but they're still catching them, and it's the time of year you catch them. It's going to start waning on off. But tomorrow, March the 1st, guess what opens back up to keep? A speckled trout. Been closed the whole month, but I would urge you, if you catch a big old female speckled trout, let it go, release it, because all the eggs and all they have in them, and that's just as a sportsman, I think a lot of y'all are doing that now. So anyway, we've got to be aware of what's going on. So the other, I put trout, redfish, and sheephead. What's coming off on that? Choctaw Bay, I saw some good catches of Choctaw Bay here. Of sheephead in Choctaw Bay. Also some redfish. I saw some good pictures this week of a captain that took some of his folks out, and there was sight fishing for redfish in Choctaw Bay. So that was good. Look at here at Choctaw Bay. I just want to pull it up. That's always been such a good, clean bay, and it really saddens me to see the pollution and all that's coming into there, and the bacteria. And like I say, I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know if that's all that green area there, but it's just something we need to be aware of. And those three words, tap the brakes. We got to sort of slow things down as far as getting development and all. Moving on along, surf fishing for whiting over there at Henderson State Park. They caught some whiting at Henderson Beach State Park, and I'll be going there on Memorial Day. Also, the 30A area is not as crowded now, so you can still do some surf fishing. It's not bad to go there to State Park. So anyway, going on down to, I put on bass fishing, Lake Seminole. It's going to be heating up. Lake Seminole, the bass fishing there, but really, as you saw in the video, the biggest thing is the catfishing and how you read the river when it's dropping out. Remember, we talk about this all the time, when that river's dropping out, and those catfish just sort of sit there with their mouth open like an outgoing tide with redfish, at the bridge there. So it's something that's very simple to figure out, but then it's very sometimes complex to decide exactly where to go and where that creek comes into there. But catfishing is going to be good. The West Bay area, hadn't seen a lot of fishing in the West Bay. I really haven't. I haven't hardly seen any up toward North Bay at my house. A lot of times I can look out there and see some boats, but I just haven't seen any this month, which is not unusual. The big thing now on March, I always get tickled. We got to start looking for the fishermen that Spanish mackerel. They will show up on the third fog in March. Remember, each year we start counting the fogs. Now, we're not going to count the fogs in different places. We're just going to count them here on the water and right off the water, because the captains that used to fish back in the day lived around the water, so that's what they counted. And if it's a little old thin fog, we're not going to count them. We're going to count the heavy fog. So we'll be interested to see how we correlate it. Now, every year it's been pretty close to that. So the third fog in March. Also, March the 20th. March is just a huge month for me. It's just special. It's my birthday month, but all kind of cool things happen. It's my anniversary month, and all kind of great things happen in March. So we will we'll talk about all kind of cool things going on. But also brim fishing, sort of really the water warming up, and you start catching those brim, and there's going to be some good pictures in the creeks and all, Tulogia Creek and different areas like that. You start catching some brim the later part of March, especially in April. So March is a special month. I did write down offshore, they're still around Carabel, they're still catching some red grouper. The grouper bites have been really good. Been a variety of things caught down around Carabel, and I looked at some of their pictures. Jumping on down to St. Joe Bay, Apalachicola Bay real quick. There've been, St. Joe Bay, I haven't got a lot of reports from St. Joe Bay, and I have not seen a lot of captains out there. There's been a few trips. So again, that's going to really start heating up as we get on into March. Lake Wimico, I haven't got reports from it. And also, again, St. George Island is going to be, St. George Island right on the verge of really busting out with those Spanish coming through, and the whiting, and then next be Pompano. So I start wrapping things up. It's been a good week. We always appreciate the viewership. Love running into you folks, like we'll go to places like Riverfest and talking to you. So hope to see y'all soon somewhere around the water or in the woods or on the road. Okay, thank y'all so much for watching. Do something good for someone else today. Have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors. And for goodness sake, let's take care of it. God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.